tiny price movements in advance of the opening bell. We've got the Fed coming up this week and the CPI coming up this week, so markets are holding off in advance of those two things. Keith Fitz is with us this morning. Keith, I really want to talk to you about Macys. The stock is pre-market is absolutely soaring, 15%. There's a possible $5.8 billion bid from an investor group. They want to take it private. I thought that $5.8 billion was rather low. What do you say?
You know, that's an interesting question. I hadn't thought about it in precisely those terms, whether it's low or high. The interesting thing to me, Stuart, is whether this is going to be another Sears. Are they after the real estate? Will consumers buy from a department store chain? Is somebody going to mount an online competitor? I'm going to be watching this one very closely because it came out of left field.
It's kind of the demise of another great department store chain. I mean, it's the demise of the department store in this world of 2024, isn't it?
That thought crossed my mind as well the moment I read the headlines, is what is going on here? Because I can't see any reason in the world why a department store would hang on. There's a few places around the world, for example, in Japan where we live, there's still great department store at the Ethos, but not in the rest of the world.
Okay, here's where it gets interesting. Did you raise your price target for Microsoft?
Oh boy, yeah, I tell you what, Stuart, I don't think I've been aggressive enough. I'm sitting at $500 a share right now. I'm starting to think I might be too low. I might have to do 600 or 700 5 years from now.
Well, okay, wait a second. That's 5 years from now. What about next year? By the end of next year, where's it going to be? 368 now, Microsoft at the end of next year, where?
I think we're still in that 475, 500 range by the end of next year.
Okay, and what's so good about Microsoft that it'll put in that kind of gain next year?
I think we're standing at an inflection point of unparalleled proportions. This is bigger than the internet, on par with the invention of penicillin in terms of how it's going to affect things. AI spend, for every $50, $75, you get $100 or more in follow-on spending. So I think we're going to see Microsoft roar to the front. It's the best positioned company out there.
Is it the best positioned company in AI?
I would submit that it is not far from the top, if it is not the best, but it depends on how you define the best.
Okay, let's cap it up. You say Microsoft goes to $475 to $500 by the end of next year and $600 or $700 in 5 years. You're on tape saying that, right?
Yes, sir, and happy to do so.
I'm glad to hear it. Keith, you're all right, and we'll see you again real soon. All right.
Hi, it's Keith here. Thanks for checking out today's highlight clip. What'd you think? Did I make sense? Is there something you'd like to add? Make sure you leave a comment down below, and of course, click subscribe to keep up right here on YouTube, or sign up for the email newsletter at the link below. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram for my real-time thoughts on markets, analysis, and a whole lot more.